Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts. It's too damn early, but it doesn't matter. I'm here, I'm awake, I'm ready to dive into this episode. Of course, we're talking about the Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 5. We'll know the title until we get into the episode. And I have a couple things to say in this intro before we get into the episode, more than just the regular spiel of like, oh, here's what happened last week. So, first of all, I'm enjoying Season 3 overall. Episode 3, I skipped and heard it wasn't good, and overall it wasn't that good, so I'm glad that I did skip it because, you know, my sleep schedule is precious to me, and I need to keep that sleep schedule as much as possible. But when I hear an episode is good, like this week's episode, I'm hearing it's good, so I decide, okay, I'm going to wake up earlier than normal and then have a horrible day in terms of, you know, needing more sleep. But on top of that, the only thing that's really occurred in this season as an overarching in terms of crossing multiple episodes so far, in terms of importance, is the potential of going back to Mandalore, even though we've already been there, because the thing is, we were kind of under the assumption that all of Season 3 was going to be focusing on Mando going to Mandalore and then bathing in the waters, and turning out that happened in Episode 2, even though he technically fell into the waters, but regardless, and then seeing the Mythosaur, like Bo-Katan saw the Mythosaur, brought that up, you know, of course at the end of last week's episode. And so the question is, okay, so what is the actual overarching, like, what is the main thing they're trying to accomplish here? I mean, besides all that, and the fact that, you know, Grogu is now training under, you know, being a Mandalorian, or potentially becoming a Mandalorian because he chose Mando Din over training as a Jedi with Luke. So maybe that's the other thing as well. But also we got the flashback last week, which was really important as well, which is like, okay, they brought Ahmed Best back, and he was playing the Jedi he played in that game show or whatever they introduced all this time ago, and they actually brought him into canon to save Grogu. Like, that's a big thing. Apparently it was like a rumor, I really didn't hear this too much, that Jar Jar saved Grogu, which I guess is technically right, but that was kind of the joke that, oh, what if Jar Jar Binks saved Grogu? So I wonder if Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau heard that and went, okay. So they went ahead and did that, a version of that, if you will. So we'll see what happens in this episode. I'm curious to see if there's going to be more narrative in terms of an overarching narrative in this episode, because, you know, like I said, the only main stuff is the fact that, hey, we might go back to Mandalore, which we already were at Mandalore. The Mythosaur is real. I'm not sure what else is the overarching narrative here. Not really sure. So let's dive in, guys. Let's check it out, see what this episode's all about. Season 3, Episode 5 of The Mandalorian. Shut up, computer. Shut up, computer. Stupid notifications. Let's go. So this is, they're bringing this back, okay.
I knew that Corsair looked familiar. And don't mistake my hospitality for weakness.
Is that what you call gunning down my helmsman in cold blood?
Navarro is now under the protection of the New Republic.
My charts indicate that Navarro is an independent world. The New Republic can't even protect the Mid-Rim from the pirate nation.
Shit.
This isn't Sabak.
Dude. Makes sense, the pirate. Makes sense. Alright.
Captain Taylor, we have been attacked by Pirate King Corian Shard.
Too bad. I really thought Navarro was gonna make it.
And for this to Coruscant.
No.
Request permission.
Oh my god.
They haven't returned a dispatch in weeks. I like your attitude. Good luck.
Is that Zeb? That has to be Zeb. That has to be Zeb. No! That had to be Zeb.
Captain Taylor here to see Colonel Tuttle.
Oh.
It does sound concerning.
Excuse me, Colonel. I'm going down to the commissary. Can I get you anything?
Thank you, and I'm fine.
I'm not a member planet.
Uh-oh.
It's not good. What does that matter? You can't leave them defenseless. The citizens speak of Moff Gideon occupying the town, and now a pirate king is attempting the same thing?
The theory that she's still working with Moff is, I think, true.
I think that's a bit of a leap.
Perhaps the leaders of Navarro need to understand why becoming a Republic signatory is valuable.
By letting them suffer. You and your sword didn't see the light. You were captured.
No. I was liberated.
All these events, it's not coincidence.
Exactly, he knows.
And
Something's
by the
up.
time it becomes big enough for you to act, it'll be too late.
Where are they walking to? Just a question. He's going to Den. He's going to the Mandos. I think. Yeah. Oh, he's not even parking a little bit of ways. He's parking right in the front lawn.
Captain Carson Teva!
Yes, hello.
The Delphi Rangers! Fortunately, someone I served with in the rebellion is amongst your ranks. Grief Karga sent this holo message.
Hey, it's not as a weapon, it's a message.
Karga's your friend. You won't let him die.
That's true, he won't.
What's in it for you?
The New Republic has to know that the Empire is growing again. I will not reveal your location. Sorry to intrude.
I mean, how else are we supposed to get the message to him, I guess?
I stand before you to petition an intervention. To help rescue Navarro before it's too late. Grief Karga is now a high magistrate and has offered me a tract of land on his independent world. Perhaps it is time for us to live in the light once again.
I saw many die to save the life of this one tiny foundling. Why should we lay our lives down yet again?
I mean, that's a good point.
Because we are Mandalorians. These two are asking us to take up arms in the name of a brighter future. I, for one, will take up arms to fight by their side.
I like that. Okay.
Pirate King Gorian Shard is captain in the Cumulus-class Corsair,
The big
carrying
ship.
a complement of snow
Yep.
fighters.
Well, they're all drunk. They're not prepared for this. No. Oh, yeah. Ooh, nice.
Bold of you to return.
Mandalorian.
Oh, him.
Be careful, my friend. They got you outnumbered 10 to 1.
Ooh.
I like those odds.
I like those odds. That was awesome.
First team, prepare to drop.
Oh, shit. Prepare to drop. Let's go. Oh, shit. They didn't hear him? Ooh.
Team 2, moving toward courtyard.
I love this. I'm working. It's so cool. I love it.
There's another ship, Captain.
Yes, of course there is.
Class fighter transport.
Mm-hmm.
You won't get away this time.
I mean, you're gonna die this time.
Starlight is a deacon.
Careful. 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 Oh, shit.
Behind us!
Yep. They're getting surrounded. Damn. Come on. He's just fucking mowing him down. Ooh. Damn. Ooh. Yep, of course. Oh, shit. Yeah, here she comes. Didn't I hear all that? Idiots. Ooh. I love that. This is so fucking awesome. Oh, that was fucking awesome. Shit. There you go. Damn.
And especially to our fine Mandalorian liberators, to whom this planet is forever indebted. All land from the western lava flats to Bullock Canyon, to the fine people of Mandalore, now have a home. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome.
Remove your helmet.
What?
Do you respect my station? Our people have strayed from the way, and it is not enough for a few to walk it. I was taught that the Mythosaur existed only in legends.
This is what it's all about.
You saw it. You have walked both worlds.
Interesting.
You are the one who can unite us.
Awkward. Awkward.
Bo-Katan walks both worlds. bring all tribes together. It is time to retake Mandalore.
So they're going to stay here for now, then they're going to go retake Mandalore when they have more Mandalorians, I guess.
I'll be damned. Flight times match the ship transporting Moff Gideon. I knew it. He never made it to trial. It's a fragment of Beskar alloy. Are you saying that Moff Gideon was taken by Mandalorians?
No. This was a great episode, and on top of that, it was confirmed in the credits, that was Zeb. Steve Blum came back to voice him. He almost sounded like Zeb. Like once I'm like, is that Zeb? Like it sounds like Zeb, but it was Zeb. Oh my god, it was so cool to see him. They're definitely setting up the Ahsoka show. They're definitely setting up the Ahsoka stuff, going to get Ezra, all that kind of stuff. So, wow. That was so awesome. I was not expecting that. So, like I was saying, great episode, intense, loved the action and the little mystery at the end there. What's going on there? And then on the whole Bo-Katan of it all and everything in armor. So, okay. So, Greef Karga, you know, his planet is now being attacked by the Pirate King. The Pirate King who was introduced a couple episodes ago. And it's so weird seeing his face, because every time we look at him, I'm like, he looks like he's like, has moss on him or whatever, or just like, you know, wet grass or whatever. I guess that's like the whole aesthetic of it, is that he's supposed to look kind of like that. I don't know what the purpose is, but regardless, he decides to attack, you know, the planet, and Greef Karga is sending out a message to, you know, the New Republic. Even though he says that they're on the New Republic, he's bluffing. He never actually signed. So, and I forget his name, but we've seen him in previous seasons, and he I think he's getting more of a role, at least with this episode. He had a lot to do in this episode. And based on that mystery, I feel like he's going to be appearing in the back half more. But the X-Wing fighter, we've seen him quite a bit. And I believe he's playing a role in Avatar: The Last Airbender, the Netflix series, I believe. But regardless, that's a sidetrack. But he receives the message because he reached out to him specifically because Greef Karga and him have had a connection or some conversations in the past, if you will. So then he goes to, and I forget the actor's name, but I wasn't expecting to see him in this episode, but he was in the office and he was going back and forth. And they brought back in that girl from episode 3 who clearly is still working for Moff Gideon based off that mystery at the end there, in terms of he never made the trial Moff Gideon, and he didn't die. Of course, he survived. They got him out. She's working with them. We, of course, got introduced to her in episode 3 and everything. We thought that she had reformed and all that bullshit. She only came into that meeting because she recognized and knew who that was, or at least knew kind of what was happening. And so that's why she infiltrated the meeting, if you will, and was pretending, hey, I'm going to go and get something. And then she was listening in, and then she was able to give her 2 cents, her opinion on it. Well, really, it's the opinion of what Moff Gideon would want her to do, because she is working for Moff Gideon. Okay, it's pretty much blatant and obvious based on what she did in episode 3, and then based off of what she just did in that scene there, and then Moff Gideon confirmed to still be out there. He's not dead. Of course he's not dead. Moff Gideon is a major character in this franchise, in this series, so it makes sense that he ain't gone. He ain't dead. So he was told, hey, look, we have precedent over other places that are actually signed and a part of the New Republic, and unfortunately, I think it's Navarro, that's the planet name, they have not signed. So Greef Karga lied. I mean, it's kind of, you know. So the Pirate King, of course, attacks and everything, and so he goes off to find the Mandalorians, and the only reason why he knew where they were is because I believe I forget his name, but it's the I forget what I was trying to think for a second. Was that his name? I'm not 100% sure, but it is the Mandalorian with the giant, like, just freaking machine gun or whatever, or like the cannon or whatever. Like, it's insane what he has there. But he worked previously in, I guess, as a part of the X-Wing fighters or whatever. Like, he was a part of the Resistance or something, so he was able to track them down. Of course, he shows up. There's no one out there because they're all in hiding, because they're like, the fuck is an X-Wing doing here? And so he says, hey, look, so your friend's in trouble. I'm just letting you know. And yeah, bye. Like, he just planted the seed. He knew that they were going to eventually show up to help. So Mando states his case. He states his case saying, look, we've been on the wrong side of things with him, but he has saved me numerous times since then. Things have changed. blah, blah, blah. We can find a new land. We can live in the light now. We don't have to just sit in the dark and be away because, of course, the opening of the show in season 1, they were living in the sewers of Navarro. Now they're in a remote area. They're getting attacked by fucking animals and shit. Like, giant fucking bat, bird creatures and the crocodile, fucking turtle hybrids and stuff. We can live in the light now. So there was that. So they figure it all out. And they actually go. I'm surprised by like the guy I was mentioning in terms of the giant rattling gun or whatever. I'm saying all different kind of weapon names. You know what I mean? Like he just mowing down when he popped up in the fight sequence, that giant battle, which was really cool. But he ultimately ended up agreeing, saying we're gonna put our lives in the line again because that's what we do. We're Mandalorians, and the fact that Bo-Katan and Din, has risked their lives to save my son and what they did for us. So yeah, we need to go. So I love how Bo-Katan kind of helped them strategize and drop them in teams, and then using Din and his ship, her and her ship, to coordinate to attack the giant ship the Pirate King was operating. More like yelling at others to operate, but you get my point. And they already knew kind of how it was going to happen. You're going to start shooting at the ship. They're going to send off their little fighters, and then Din, you're going to try to keep them away. And then dropping the teams in was really cool seeing that. At one point when they were boxed in, that one team, it was kind of like, okay, so I feel like we're going to start losing some Mandalorians here. But then here comes team 2, and here comes dropping down. And like, so cool. And then the sequence that was really, really awesome, because the whole fight stuff was great and everything. Seeing the different weapons and stuff, like the grappling hook or grappling gun or whatever, and just like pulling them over, grappling wrist thing, and just like Batman, and using the different, their different blasters or whatever. But seeing the armorer go in there with her hammer, and I forget what the other thing she was holding, and beating the shit out of all of them was so satisfying. Because typically, I don't think we've seen the armorer ever fight before this episode. I don't think we've seen the armorer actually fight. So that was kind of an interesting little thing there. But like they were getting, pretty beat up by that gun that was up there at the top where Greef Karga had his office. And so they take out the ship, Pirate King. He's dead. That one guy, the one guy we've seen in previous episodes who popped up again, he's like, "You're not going to escape this time, Mandalorian." Like that guy. He's like, "I'm out here." Because he realized, I'm the last one. We're fucked. We're going to lose. So he's out. So they get that land. Greef Karga gifts them the land. But ultimately, that's not what is going to be the end-all be-all for the Mandalorians. So when Bo-Katan was called to talk to the armor, I was thinking, okay, so is she going to like give her some new armor? Or like is she going to get an upgrade with, with new armor because of how she strategized and won and got them land and got them to actually be a part of this new era? It actually went further than that. She didn't get the armor, but she got something even more interesting. So the armor believes that she actually saw the Mythosaur. At first, when she told her last week's episode, she was kind of going, well, I mean, if you believe you saw it, it wasn't a vision. Well, okay, this is the way. Okay. But now she believes her. She believes because Bo-Katan was the one who strategized and figured out in terms of the different teams and everything and how they were going. Like she literally strategized the whole damn plan and it worked to a T. So the armorer says, "Take off your helmet. You live in both worlds now. You have seen a Mythosaur. You claim you've seen one." And then they all walk out to all the Mandalorians that are kind of unloading gear and shit. Because I'm assuming they had to go back and get the foundlings and get their gear and stuff because they left all that behind just in case. I'm assuming they had some Mandalorians stay with the foundlings and with their gear and stuff just in case. But then here comes the armor walking with Bo-Katan. If Bo-Katan started walking through them by herself without the armor, with her helmet off, I feel like it would have been a very different scene, a very different, like in terms of tone, because they'd be like, "What the fuck?" They get all angry. It's like, "What are you doing? You've broken the. Like, this is not the way. This is not the way." But then she's like, "Look, Bo-Katan's gonna go and find other Mandalorians that are, away." That are not here, that are exiled or whatever, like I don't know if they're the exiled, but like they're gone, and we need to bring them together. She's going to unite us, and she told her this in private. The armorer's like, "Look, you're going to unite us, not Din with the Darksaber," which is an interesting little thing there because that's the whole point of Din. He's supposed to be the one to unite them, but the armorer's saying no, it's Bo-Katan. So does this mean that the armor is going to say to Bo-Katan, you need to battle Din for the Darksaber to officially be the one, even though you're saying she's going to be the one? So does this mean that if you see a Mythosaur, then you can take your helmet off? Is that what the implication is? Or is it just Bo-Katan because Bo-Katan is the one to unite and she's... I'm thinking it might be the Mythosaur thing, but it also might be the armor saying, look, you're the one to unite us, and so you live in both worlds. But I think if they see a Mythosaur, which I feel like if they're going to go back to Mandalore, which is what the armor said, we're going to retake Mandalore. We're going to go back there. I think that we're going to see a Mythosaur. I think they're going to show where a lot of the Mandalorians can take off their helmets. I wonder if they're going to do that. I wonder. Now, I don't think they're going to have Din take off his helmet. I feel like he's probably not going to see the Mythosaur. I don't know. Can you imagine if they do that? At the end of this season, they have it to where the Mythosaur is seen by all the Mandalorians, including Din. He can take off his helmet. That means Pedro Pascal will actually be more shown in the show. Like, he literally will be able to be shown actually there. So maybe they've already discussed this. Maybe that's the plan. Maybe they've talked to Pedro and go, hey, so if we decide to go the route of you seeing the Mythosaur and this whole idea of you taking off your helmet, would you be okay with that? Because so far, he's on set sometimes, but he mostly just does the voiceover. Like, they have the two other body doubles, if you will, but two other actors who are really good at, blending their work with Pedro when he's on set, because he's not on set all the time, and all working together to create the Mandalorian, create Din. So I'm wondering, okay, does this mean that we're going to see more Pedro? Maybe. But, yeah, interesting stuff. So Moff Gideon's clearly out there. He's not dead. It was all ambush and stuff. He never made it to trial. Of course he didn't make it to trial. Of course he did. So, yeah, I think we're starting to see more of the puzzle pieces kind of coming together with this and all that. So, yeah, so with all me saying in the intro, saying, well, what's this whole season about? I think we got a better picture of it. So, what do you guys think of the episode? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Are you guys excited for next week's episode? What you think of this episode? Whatever thoughts you have, guys, please let me know in the comments below. This was really, really cool. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.